All right.
All right.
It's 6:42. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a long-awaited return, but we have returned. That didn't sound as good as it thought it would in my mind because I said return twice. But we are back, and it is time for Soul of the SKOL. Don't even know what number episode it is because we don't really care. We're just happy to be back. I know you guys see that very blank white screen. I just realized we're doing something before the jerseys, so actually I don't know why I pulled it up already. But whatever, I guess.
We'll send it.
We're just going to send it. Unless we want to do things out of order, we can do that too. Otherwise, they're going to be looking at a white screen for a while.
Oh, it's fine. Just leave it and let's go.
All right. Well, you guys are going to ignore the white screen because I realize we have one more thing, a couple things we're going to do before we get to the alternate jersey ranking. So you guys are going to be stuck looking at the white screen, but enjoy. So with that said, today we are going to start by giving a little update. What is going to be happening with the future of this channel? And the answer is, in case you didn't notice, well, you probably didn't notice since we're all behind our computers and I've had my hands like this, we're wearing different shirts today. Normally we wear Viking shirts every week, but today we switched it up for a different reason. We're all wearing shirts of our respective colleges since you guys know that we're all going to be college students in the coming weeks here. So this might be our last in-person episode. It might not be our last in-person episode, but we'll just have to see. But just know, maybe you read my community post that I made here on YouTube on this channel the other day. The channel is not ending, of course. In fact, it's only getting better from here, like always. We're just going to be moving it to an online format where it's going to be kind of like a Zoom call. If any of you have ever watched on my channel, I have what's called the SKOL Joel Twins post-game show now. If any of you have seen that at all, it's going to be in a similar format to that. I did have a guest once on there, and it's going to be run like I did on that day. So with that said, we do have a couple episodes planned. One of them I'm not going to reveal because we're not ready for it quite yet. Also, we're going to be doing a training camp preview, even though training camp's kind of coming and going real quick here. But I'm going to be doing a 53-man roster projection coming up. Maybe that'll be next week. Hopefully it'll be next week, but we will see. Also, updates is that, at least I think we haven't confirmed this, but I'm thinking we're probably going to move it to a 2-day-a-week setup instead of 1 day a week. The idea, at least that I had, was we're going to spend 1 day talking all about the Vikings and their game that they had the previous week and looking at the state of the team. And the other one, we're going to be doing picks and predictions on the games. All of the NFL games, we're going to pick the winning team, talk a little bit about each game, kind of like if you've ever seen on my channel. I've been doing that for like 3 years now. But we're going to be doing that on here instead, and we're going to see who's the best at predicting games. So I think that's kind of about it for that, is that we're going to be moving to a 2-day, hopefully 2-day-a-week format. As far as what days those are, we'll kind of see as we get closer. As always, check out the Instagram page that Big Lou owns. Check out the X, a.k.a. Twitter, a.k.a. whatever you want to call it, page that Sam owns. And as always, I post things under the community tab here on YouTube as well. So with that said, the next thing we were going to talk about is, should we go into the next thing I had? Or should we do the jerseys first?
Go into the next thing you had.
All right, we're going to go into the next thing I had. So that means you guys get to keep staring at the white screens, unless there's a way for me to take them down. Maybe there's not.
Oh, well.
End show. I got it. There we go. So now let me go. Boom. Boom. There we go.
We'll send it like that.
Now you guys can see us fully, and you won't have to stare at the white screen that we have coming up later. So, with that said, we're going to start by talking about the latest news on the Minnesota Vikings. If you guys are unfamiliar, we haven't filmed an episode since, I think, the first week of June, last week of May, somewhere in that vicinity, which is like months ago. But now, things have happened. We haven't even made one since Dalvin Cook was released, even though that was very imminent. We knew it was going to happen. So, finally, we are back, and I don't think we really need to touch on Dalvin Cook since we did plenty before he was released when we knew he was coming. But otherwise, really the big news lately is the fact that Danielle Hunter has had a, not extension, but it's more of a restructure. So we've talked a little bit about in the past, this was imminent that it was going to happen. Danielle Hunter this year was set to have a base salary of $4.9 million on his contract. This was the last year. The reason for that was they moved money up from this year. They moved money up in past years because he wanted more money, but now that left with a problem for this year. They've resolved it. They've given him a 1-year deal that's really just a restructuring of his last one. So I actually don't have the details pulled up, but I will pull them up for you right now.
1 year, $20 million is what I'm seeing here.
Yeah.
Is
So that
what I see.
so that replaces the previous contract that he had in place.
Yep. Which guaranteed $17 million.
Mm-hmm. The other three is probably incentives, I would assume, but I guess I don't know
I'd
that for sure.
assume so, yeah.
So he's got a base salary of $10 million this year, signing bonus of $1.83 million, roster bonus per game of 1.5. He's got a cap hit against the team of about 21. His dead cap is through the roof, but they're not going to cut him, so it doesn't even matter. But with that said, he also does have dead cap in the coming years, too. Not dead cap, I should say. He does have void years, is the word I was looking for. He has $15 million against the cap for the Vikings next year and $7.5 for 2025. But he is a free agent after this season, so either they let him go and the void years kick in, or they work out an extension with him, which I would think is an extension. So I'll kick it off by saying I think they did a good thing. They did a good job here. Danielle Hunter is, I believe, 28 years old, if I remember correctly, turning 29 soon. I mean, he's just a great player.
He's 29 right now.
Okay, so he already is 29. Maybe he's coming on 30 then soon, but he's just a fantastic player. You see his presence on the field when he's there. Obviously, injuries have been the issue that have plagued him, but I mean, there's not much more to say other than that he's fantastic, and you can pull up stats, and the stats say the same thing that are coming out of my mouth, the same as the words. So that, I mean, all I can really lead it off with is it's a good thing this happened, and I think it works well for both parties. Actually, obviously the Hunters would have wanted the Hunter and his camp would have wanted a long-term deal, but it works well for the Vikings. It works well for Hunter because now he's not unhappy. At least for this year, he's not unhappy. So I'm going to lead it off by saying I think it's good for all parties.
Yeah, I do agree. I think we've just kind of stalled it off a year, though. We're probably going to run into the same issue next year where he's going to want more money. He's going to want that new contract. We'll see where it goes, but at least we have him secured for this year, and he will be an asset to the Vikings, a huge one.
So as most of our viewers know, I'm a big stat person, so of course I pulled up the stats already. So across, 7 seasons with the Vikings, he's been with us since 2015. He hasn't posted a season with less than 6 sacks, and in 2021 he only played in 7 games. So he actually has 71 sacks to his name in 7 seasons, which is pretty phenomenal. His career highs came in 2018 and 2019, both at 14.5. I mean, he's a phenomenal player. There's no doubt about that. Injuries are a little bit concerning coming into this year. But other than that, Danielle Hunter, he's a star. One of the best players on the defense, if not the best player on the defense. So I think he's going to have a good season this year. I could definitely see him having more than 12 sacks.
Mm-hmm. I actually have a prediction about Danielle Hunter coming later, but for people unfamiliar, Danielle Hunter, he missed the 2020 season. He missed that full season with a herniated disc in his neck, and then he missed the 2021 season. Well, he played the first 8 games. He got hurt in week 8, I remember, against Dallas, and that was with a torn pectoral. So obviously those are concerning, but it's tough. But when a player's that good, you can't just write them off when they have that much talent and they can make that much of an impact on your team. You just have to bet on the fact that they'll stay healthy, and that's what they did here. And if they would have traded him, I wouldn't have been 100% against it. It does depend on the compensation, but had they traded him, the only thing I would have been worried about is not the only thing. The main thing I would have been worried about is the depth at the outside linebacker spot. Because outside of him, it's Marcus Davenport, DJ Wanham, Patrick Jones, and I know there's more, but those are the main ones that come to mind for me. But Marcus Davenport, he's kind of a rotational player. He's never been an every down snap kind of a guy in his career. And DJ Wanham's had flashes, but he's not consistent by any way, shape, or form. And same with everyone below that, too, on the depth chart. No one is consistent. So I think it would have been dangerous for them to let him go looking at the lack of depth they have at the outside linebacker / edge rushing spots.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. It's good to have that veteran figure on the team too. And I think with the new Brian Flores scheme, I think he'll be able to create a lot more damage this year as well. And I agree with Sam. He'll probably will get to that 12 sacks there this season.
And you know what? I know Andre Carter went undrafted. We picked him up as an undrafted free agent. I still see him being a productive player in coming years.
Yeah.
If we really need someone to step up and take that spot, I don't see DJ Wanham being able to do that for long. I think Andre Carter is going to be that guy that's going to step up because, I mean, let's face it, we have Benton Whitley, Junior Aho, and Luigi Villain, which most people have never even heard of. These guys, you know, I believe Junior Aho is a rookie this year. The other two haven't played barely any snaps for the Vikings. So it's going to be an interesting road with our outside linebacker position, but hopefully a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So also, with that said, with looking at a long-term deal in mind, we do have to keep in mind, obviously, a lot of those players, but the name that came to mind for me was DJ Wanham. He's also under his last year, and I don't see this regime extending him because he hasn't been consistent enough to be able to do so. So it's a problem for this year, their lack of depth, I should say, but also beyond this year, it's a problem. And in the draft next year, if I was Kwesi, I would look at that as being potentially at the top, but one of the top positional needs of value because of that reason. So that's what I got in mind for that. Anybody else got input on things relating to that?
On your DJ Wanham there, he played in he played in 6 games and had 4 sacks there, so maybe he could be
when
good.
was that? Last year?
Yeah, I believe so. 2022.
Wanham's problem is that he's inconsistent against the run. He gets way too far upfield. He's not strong against, pulling guards. He's been put on his back 100 too many times. That's where Danielle Hunter does really good. He's able to pass rush phenomenally well and also plays the run really well. So, I mean, to Danielle Hunter's credit, there's almost no downside to him other than injuries. I just don't see DJ Wanham being able to be a consistent enough player to be able to fill that role. I definitely see him playing in most games this season, if not starting in a couple due to injuries or illness or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting.
Yep. I think that's all we have on those. Unless you guys got anything else, I think we should move on.
I don't have anything more.
I think
jerseys.
there's one more guy that
we have
we
one more
should
we're
talk
gonna
about. And that man is N'Keal Harry.
Yes.
So N'Keal Harry, he's got an interesting story. So drafted first round, 32nd overall by the Patriots in 2019. Played with them for 3 years until 2021 until he was traded to Chicago. Chicago signed him for a year, and then he became a free agent. We picked him up. To his 4 years, he has 64 receptions for 614 yards and 5 touchdowns. Phenomenally underwhelming numbers. His highest season in terms of yardage was 309. His average yards per reception is 11.2. It's just really underwhelming numbers. Obviously, he'll be, a depth player. He's currently listed as the 7th string wide receiver. So I don't see him getting much playing time, if any. But I think he'll be able to, bring in some more competition for guys such as Jalen Naylor, Brandon Powell, and Jalen Rager.
Yeah. I mean, if you're looking for N'Keal Harry for Kwesi and their whole regime to rejuvenate him and suddenly make him a big piece in this offense because there's untapped potential we haven't seen, you're looking in the wrong place. It's not going to happen. This team has a game in 3 days from now. They signed him to be a camp body so that they have players so that they can fill out a team and that kind of thing, which happens at this kind of time of the year. They just sign kind of random guys, not really to make a big impact, just to fill out their preseason squad. And I see people all the time complaining about, oh, they could have signed Dalton Reisner, they could have done anything on the interior offensive line, but they're signing all these receivers. It's really just because they need players to fill out the roster. And because Jefferson's not going to play in the preseason, KJ's not going to play in the preseason, at least I would assume probably not. I'd hope he doesn't. Jordan Addison will, but to what extent will he? We're yet to see that. And they've had a lot of injuries in that room. So that's really the only reason N'Keal Harry's here, is just to make sure they have enough dudes. Also, N'Keal Harry is 6'4", so maybe he could make some nice jump ball catches in the preseason. Maybe do something cool. He's wearing number 85, which is kind of interesting. I've seen the rounds on Twitter of people saying, "Oh yeah, he's wearing number 28. That's disrespectful to Adrian Peterson." Well, actually, he's wearing 85, not 28. That's false information. Don't fall for it, guys.
It's been false reported by ESPN, which is the problem. If you go to the actual Vikings,
He's listed as
85.
Somebody else, it's the guy they signed today, I think, is 28. The Jacob Copeland guy.
Yeah, that guy.
So there is a 28. It's just not, contrary to popular belief, it is not N'Keal Harry. So outside of that, I guess there's not really much more with that. Unless I'm
good to move on.
Wrong. So with that said, I will zoop us again. Boom. There you go. Boom. Let me cook. So with that said, you guys like that?
I did like it, yeah. I do
The
like
Let Quasey Cook meme I sent the other day.
Let Quasey cook.
I sent these guys in our group chat the Photoshop of Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah as a chef, and it's like a let him cook. I thought it was pretty funny, so I had to send it. So with that said, though, we are ready to move on. We are going to talk about alternate uniforms, and it looks good, so let's do it. So what I did just like our last one. If you saw our last uniform ranking, I found a picture of each of them, and we're going to go on a scale of 1 to 10. At the end, we're going to total it up, and that'll pretty much be the ranking of best to worst. So with that said, let's fire it up. We are going to kick it off with mouse on, or oh, there it is. It's hard to see on the white. All right, there's our first team, Denver. So there might be a little confusion as to what you're seeing on screen. So they just unleashed these last week, and it is the helmet on the left but paired with the uniform that's on the right. But I have found no pictures whatsoever of that helmet and uniform combo. They haven't done any photo shoots with them. So it is the same ones that looks like Drew Lock there. It's the same uniform, just not that dark blue. That's dark blue, right? Yeah.
Yeah, dark blue or black one too.
I'm colorblind, so yeah. But I was pretty sure it's dark blue. The dark blue helmet is not actually in it, so it's going to be that white helmet with the all orange uniforms. I'm going to start off by saying the helmets look fantastic. The uniforms don't really look that fantastic. If they wore all white though with that helmet, that would be good looking.
That's what I was just going to say. If they were able to pull off an all white uniform combo with the white helmet, which I think most teams should attempt, it would look great. And if they wore that, on their game closest to Christmas, that would be just a great combo. I think they really messed up. If I'm gonna be honest, the white helmet with the orange uniforms is just gonna look stupid. It's gonna look so bad.
I don't think they've also unveiled what games they were in these for yet, but I could be wrong. Maybe they have since the last time I googled it. But yeah, I'm sorry, that orange is just kind of ugly. Their normal uniforms look better than that. There's just too much orange. Yeah, and not enough white, or something to that nature, I guess.
I could agree with you. Like, the orange is just not like the bright orange color that you're used to seeing with them. It seems like a duller, kind of more of like a rustic orange, like color you'd see on rust, and it's just not great. Yeah, I agree. The all white would be really cool with those helmets, but just that orange there just doesn't sit well.
So I think I don't know where I heard this, and I might be making this up too, but I'm pretty sure that I heard that the inspiration for this was snow-capped mountains.
Yeah,
in Colorado, which is, it's cool inspiration, but it looks really bad.
See, I think we're all kind of on the same page here. The idea is cool. The actual helmet is cool. The uniform just does not look cool. So I'm going to start it off. Oh, man. I want to give it a low number, but that uniform the helmet looks actually really good. I'm going to go with a 6 out of 10. and it's only because of the helmet. Otherwise, it would be significantly lower. So that's my thoughts on that one there.
So with that orange color not being very pleasing for me, but that helmet looking very cool is kind of what Joel says. I'm going to give him a 4.5 out of 10 there.
Yeah, I just don't think it's I just think they really messed up. I'm giving it a 3 out of 10. This is like a war crime. This is horrible. I hate this.
There was so much potential, and they blew it.
So much potential, and they just messed it up.
So I think we've sulked on the Broncos uniforms enough now. So we're ready to move on. Our next team I don't remember since I made this last week. Ooh, Cleveland. All right, I'm going to start off by saying, dude, those are beautiful. And I think the reason I like them so much, the numbers, are those the sock lines or whatever, the shoulder pads and the helmets, the colors all match so nicely with the stripes. That's what sets it over the top for me. I love those. Those look fantastic.
They do look amazing, and I like how it's a darker color on there that it really pops. Like that number really pops with like the orange shadowing behind it, and just looks amazing to me.
I think that this might be one of my favorite whiteout uniforms of all time, and I think, in my opinion, that it even tops the Bengals. Controversial opinion.
Yeah,
here.
I can't go that far with it.
See, yeah, I don't.
Controversial opinion, but I really like the mix of orange, black, and white here. This is what Denver should have done, and Denver did not do this.
Hold on, you guys. Let me move. I just realized something. Let me move us over here. All right, now. Oh, I shouldn't have said from beginning.
You might want to make it a little smaller too.
Now you guys can see it. I just realized I had us on the top right corner, and we were on top of the helmet. So now you should be able to. Now you should be able to actually see it. And let me just look to make sure the size is better now. Let's look at it. All right, I think it's better now. Now you guys can actually see how nice they look. I started last time, so I'll let you guys.
So I really like this. It looks very clean, in my opinion. So I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
This is one of my favorite whiteout uniforms of all time. I'm also giving it a 9. It looks amazing. They definitely did not screw this up at all. They seized their opportunity, and they really made the best of it.
I'm on the same page as these boys. Mark me up for a 9, dude. That looks fantastic. I love it. Also, I did pull up NFL the Gridiron Uniform Database. They have kept the uniform stats that teams wear and stuff. You probably don't care that much about it. But they are set to wear those in Week 2 on Monday Night Football in Pittsburgh. Week 6 at home against San Francisco. They're also set to wear those Week 17 on Thursday Night Football at home against the New York Jets. So
I'm very glad.
So those are the 3 they're wearing it for, and I'm going to be watching those, the primetime ones. I'll watch those games. Partially for the game, but also partially just because I want to see that. So, yeah. So that said, I think we can continue on. The third one, and the next one we have is that. It is the Indianapolis Colts. They have a name for these, and I don't want to screw it up, so let me just look at specifically what it is. Because they did name it. Oh, it's called Indiana Knights. That's the name of that uniform. Looks like a high school football uniform. Yeah. I'm sorry, it's not for me.
I don't know. What I thought originally that they did was that they did a full blackout, which is not the case. This is just... black and blue don't match very well. That's just a fact of life. And the way that they did this, the blue is too dark. For starters, it's Indy blue, I know, but it's too dark to match with black. If they would have done full black and then just the blue decals on the helmet, that would have been so much better. But no, they really messed this up. Just not a big fan of it.
Or what they could have done is they could have done blue helmets too.
They could have,
like the navy, like where the black is now on the helmets. They could have done the blue and then done white for like the Colt symbol and the stripe down the middle.
Definitely could have.
That could have been cool. But the way they have it here is just not great. Could have done so much better. They left a lot out there on this one.
Yeah, I get where you guys are coming from with the blue helmet, but even with just the uniform, to me, there's just too much blue going on. because you can't even see the pants actually in the picture, but they look the same as the top. They're blue with very little white. Yeah, it's just bad. They would have been better doing black helmets, black tops, black pants. Everything black would have looked better than that. So, yeah, I'll let you guys start it off again.
So I actually do like the color blue, though, and it's not a terrible jersey, so I will be giving it a 5.5. It's definitely better than the Broncos here, but it's not a great overall jersey.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of on the same page as you, Big Lou. I like blue, but this is too much. Way too much. I'm giving it a 4. I do think it's better than the Broncos, but it's... I don't know. I don't like it.
I don't like the sleeves either. The sleeves are kind of off-putting. Also.
Yeah,
the blue.
Very.
They're making me uncomfortable as I look at it.
I feel like without the sleeves, though, that may look a little better, though. That sleeves are really terrible on them.
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know how much you can salvage from that. That's just simply bad. I'm sorry. Yeah, for probably like the first time ever, but probably also not. I'm actually going to go lower than all you. Yeah, I'm going 3.5 here. That's bad. It's just the eyes don't like that.
Joel, I will say, I feel like you got something against the Colts, though, because in our last jersey
rankings,
you ranked the Colts very, very low.
They have some of the most bland jerseys you've ever seen.
Just kidding. I ranked them a lot lower than you.
Yes.
You gave them a 6. I gave them a 3.5. But Big Lou gave them a 4, so, it's okay.
I gave those a 6?
Yeah.
How'd I give those a 6? Those are so bland.
Yeah. But I feel like you're a big fan of hating on the Colts.
They just got to upgrade their uniforms. That's the only solution.
I will say, though, the only Colt I actually like is Anthony Richardson, so...
Yeah. Maybe their team needs to get better, and they just need better uniforms. They just need to be a better franchise. So, with that said, I think we can keep cooking. Oh, let me... I was going to update you guys on when they're wearing those, just so you guys know when not to turn on the TV. Let me find Indy. Here they are. Oh, shoot. What did I do? 2023. All right, there we go. They're wearing these uniforms. Week number 7 at home against the Cleveland Browns. Wow, thankful it's a noon Central game, so that means I'll probably be watching a different game at that time. And that is the only time they're wearing those. They're also wearing the uniforms that they unveiled last season. I remember they wore them against the Bucs. Maybe that was 2 years ago. The 3 stripes or 3 stripes on the shoulders, and it's got the white helmet with the Colt logo on the back of it instead of the sides. They were in that week 15 too, and that is listed as a TBD game. So, but those ones actually look good. Those don't look good. Those are awful. Thank God they only wore them once this year. With that said, we're going to move on to our next one. It is the New York Jets. I already know I'm going to have to move. I'm going to have to make us smaller again. So, there. We're just going to be small in the corner. There we go. So that is and we're going to be covering up the Jets, but who really cares? The New York Jets unveiled quietly, because I didn't even get a notification at all about these. I was just going through every team, and I happened to see these, and I was like, wait, I don't even recall them unveiling those when I went through this last week. So, yeah. So those are the New York Jets. It's all white. It's a throwback to the past. You can clearly tell by the helmets. And by Aaron... Well, it's weird seeing Aaron Rodgers wear number 8. It's a bit unsettling. Yeah. But...
At least he's still wearing green.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. I guess if you guys want to say something about these first, you can go.
I mean, look, I get it. The vintage, some teams, it looks really, really good, and this is just kind of like, okay, like it's there. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I'm not a huge fan of these. They're not flashy in any way, shape, or form. They just look dated, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but
that is one way to say it, yes. It just seems like the dark green is almost too dark for the white here. It just like dulls down everything of the jersey, and it just makes it look really bland. Mm-hmm. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, for these ones, they're okay, but and I guess I can't compare it too much since they haven't announced that if they're wearing them this year. When I looked at these, I compared them to their black ones, and the black ones just look so nice that it's hard for me to like these ones because the other ones were just so much better. The all black ones with the black helmets, those just looked so nice. And we talked, I remember during our last jersey ranking, we talked plenty about those because they look nice. But that to me is just not as good.
We ranked them pretty high. They were average of 8 out of 10 between all three of us.
I didn't like.
They took third overall in our.
I remember really not liking the Jets uniforms, when they came out. But then as time's gone on, I think they actually look really good. But these ones to me just aren't as good. I like their normal set better than this, and I love my throwback uniforms. I probably said it during the last time we filmed this too. They're set to wear them twice this year. They're set to wear them week 1 on Monday Night Football against the Buffalo Bills at home. They're also set to wear it at home week 4 against the Kansas City Chiefs, and that's a Sunday Night Football game. And I'm seeing nothing about those black ones, which is unfortunate since those ones look even better. But since they're only wearing these twice, maybe that means they will wear those ones, since the rule is you can wear an alternate jersey 3 times. But it doesn't say it has to be the same one. But for these ones, I like them. But it's hard when you're comparing them to the other ones, and just their normal uniforms are better than these. So that's why I'm going to kick it off. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I like the throwback idea. I just think their normal uniforms just simply look better and are more eye-appealing.
Yep. And I got to say, I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. I don't like it as much as like the blue of the Colts, but it's definitely a little bit better than a team like the Broncos there. Their alternate ones. So I'm going to kind of put it in the middle between those two at a 5 out of 10.
I'm just like Joel and giving the Jets a 6 out of 10 here. I think that these are just really bland, but I understand the concept. That's the only reason I'm giving it such a high rating. Because, vintage uniforms they're cool for the most part, but these just, they feel bland. I kind of wish they wouldn't have done this.
I don't know how Big Lou just ranked the Colts alternate uniform we just did higher than this Jets one. Nothing to me is going to be higher than that Colts one. I can already tell you that. That's going to be my lowest one today, so. Any comment to that?
Yeah, I got to say the blue looks better than that green.
I still wouldn't. I can't get on board with that one. All right, we're going to move on. Tennessee Titans, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh. That is the Houston Oilers alternate. They just unveiled that one actually recently. So they haven't done really, I was not able to find any picture of the full jersey, so I found their selling uniforms. So that is a Derrick Henry one that they're currently selling, and then that's the helmet and the pants. I'm assuming are white. That would make sense. I think they're white.
They should be.
I think you're right.
White would look nice because it would pair nice with the helmet. So the uniforms look nice, but to me that helmet looks even better because that red stripe with the red face mask and the red gloves he's wearing too.
Oh, is that red? It looks orange up there.
Is it?
Oh, that's red.
I don't know. That looks orange.
The more you say it, the more it looks orange now, though.
I see on your screen.
And the
screen.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. And the arm sleeve he's wearing is red too, so that also fits. I think these are nice. I like them. I don't know. I don't think they've announced yet when they're wearing them too. But while I look for that, you guys can comment. But the jersey looks nice. The helmet's even better, in my opinion.
I do agree. It looks really clean overall. I mean, to me right now it looks orange, but now that you say it's red, it definitely does look a lot better. Like I've seen it on there. But yeah, I agree. These look sweet.
I'm a big fan of these Oilers uniforms because we have been waiting for an Oilers alternate for almost 40 years. It's been a very, very long time since we've had an Oilers alternate. So, I mean, this is amazing. And the execution is unreal. I never expected them to put this much detail and design into it. It is perfect. Perfect to capture the Oilers era.
Mm-hmm. So they are wearing these uniforms twice this year. The first time they're wearing them is Week 8 at home against the Atlanta Falcons. They're also set to wear these uniforms in week number 15 when they host the Houston Texans. So that's pretty cool that they're going to be wearing the Houston Oilers uniforms when they're hosting the now Houston team. Guess that's a nice, take what you want from that, but I think that's kind of cool. But I'm going to let you guys rank this one first since I think I did the last one last time.
So like I said, I'm a huge fan of these. However, I don't think that they can match up to the Browns. I'm giving them an 8 out of 10. I still think that's pretty high, but these are very well executed.
Do agree with Sam. I will also give them an 8 because like that baby blue is a nice color and that red, just that red there pops there, and it does look very clean.
I'm going to be going with a 7 on these ones. I just like the red. The red looks nice, and it's a nice touch to the white on the helmet, in my opinion. Maybe if they had some sort of a little bit of red in the jersey, maybe it would make it even higher for me. Maybe if the shoulder stripe they have kind of on the bottom by the sleeve, maybe if that was red, that would look nice. Maybe if the outline was a little bigger in red too, but whatever. That said, we're going to keep going. Next up is Arizona. So the reason I included this big picture is because they just unleashed this whole jersey set, but there's no picture of anyone in just, I don't know if you can actually see my mouse though. There's no pictures of them in just those, and they are slightly different than the ones I believe they wore last year. So it is the ones on the right. So forget the white ones on the left. We already talked about those and how bad they are. We already talked about the ones in the middle, the red ones, and how bad they are. And we did talk about the black ones, I suppose, too, last time, but we're going to do it again since it counts, I suppose. So I'm going to let you guys start this one off. So, again, we're only focusing on the ones that are on the right side of the screen.
See, I do really like the red and black combo there, but I don't know if that red in the middle is quite a red you want. It seems like a very dull red, and that red just doesn't sit well with the black there. It kind of blends in and doesn't make it pop at all, but it definitely is way better than the other two.
They could have done so much better. They could have had so much better uniforms than this, but it's so boring. Like, it's white, red, black. There's nothing else. There's no mixture. It's boring.
They do look like high school jerseys.
They look like high school jerseys. I mean, the two on the left look like Ohio State. The one on the right looks like our high school, Ricori.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awful. These are terrible. I mean, Joel probably won't rate them lower than the Colts, but
I won't.
They're really bad.
They aren't good, but I'm not gonna rank them that low. See, here's the thing. There's too much dark going on. There's not enough light, and that's the problem for me sometimes with teams. I think that if they would have, this might be controversial, but if they would have kept that full black uniform, but they replaced the red numbers with white numbers and had red outlines on them, I think that would have lightened it a bit. Same with the helmet too. I don't like how it's black but still has the red bird logo, because then the helmet's just too dark for me then. Maybe if they would have swapped it and made the bird logo white, maybe that still would have looked stupid, but it's just an idea. But it's just too dark for me. And what I give the Colts, I gotta make sure it's higher than that.
3.5.
Write me down for a 4. I gotta make sure it's higher than the Colts.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you there and give these a 4.
And you know what? I'm doing the exact same thing. A 4.
So that said, I did look, and the Cardinals are yet to announce any of their uniforms when they're wearing them. So watch out. Well, just watch out for all their. Just don't watch Cardinals games. If you want us to look at good uniforms, just stay away from them.
If anyone watching follows the Twitter, I reposted a video of Cardinals training camp where I think it might have been Colt McCoy took a snap, threw the ball short of his receiver, and hit the defensive back in the back of the head as he was crouching. So they're gonna suck this year. 0-17.
Bad team, bad uniforms. Just brutal.
I did see that you sent me that. That is hilarious.
Oh God, it's really bad. It's really, really bad.
I thought that maybe since Cliff Kingsbury was gone, maybe things would start to go here, but it's not. It's not. They have a long road to recovery. But with that said, we're going to keep moving, and the next on our list is what team? Ooh, Seattle. I love it. I love it. They're beautiful.
Those look like the Lions.
I don't care. I love it. Those are awesome.
Okay, but Big Lou, the Lions stole the idea from the Seahawks. This is the Seahawks' original uniform.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
This is the one that you saw players like Steve Largent wearing. This is just incredible. They even have the old logo and everything. These are a work of art. I love them.
Yeah, they look great. There's none to say on that they look great. The colors work so well. I mean, they're kind of weird colors, but it's weird. How do I say it? I don't know how to say it in a way that doesn't sound weird. Everything's just weird now suddenly. The colors are weird, but I'm still attracted to. But I'm attracted to them because they're weird, like blue and like silver. That's like
green.
Weird colors. Like it's kind of ugly, but it's so ugly that it looks fantastic. And yeah, and I like the face mask and the logo and the helmet. The helmet looks really good. Everything about it just looks good. Sad that they're only set to wear them once this year as of right now, and that is on October 29th, week number 8, at home against the Cleveland Browns, and that is a 3:05 p.m. Central Time game. So hopefully I can watch that game because I want to see those in action. Those look great.
I will say it's going to be a little odd seeing DK Metcalf not wearing navy blue for a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, the Seahawks seem to always be that darker blue color, and just for these, it seems like they're just the Lions now. I get it, they're like the OG, but I've like never seen them in these before, and it's just different to me. I mean, it looks cool, don't get me wrong, but it just seems like the Lions.
All right, I'm gonna start it off. I believe I gave a 9 to the Browns. I'm gonna give this one an 8.5. It's hard to put these higher than the Browns because I think the Browns ones look so nice, but I mean, what's not to like about that? Other than Big Lou, who doesn't really like it that much because his mind can't get over the fact that they look like the Lions. But I think they look great, so I'm going 8.5 on these.
You know, Joel, I'm gonna go somewhere along the same lines. I'm gonna go with an 8. I love this, and one of my favorite all-time receivers is Steve Largent. He was one of the best. I think he played in the 60s, 70s, and he was a dog. I mean, that dude could catch anything, and for that time, he was truly groundbreaking. So I'm gonna give these an 8.
See, they're good, but I don't think they're quite that good. I'm gonna give them a 7 here. But can't get much more than that.
Okay, Big Lou. Okay. If any of you guys are watching, I don't know how many people are watching, but if you're watching and you have an opinion, comment down below and let us know if Big Lou's wrong for putting it too low. With that said, we're going to keep moving, though. The Creamsicles, ladies and gentlemen, the Creamsicles are back. So, yes, the Tampa Bay Bucks recently unleashed the orange Creamsicles with the white pants again, and the white helmet with the old, what's the name of that logo? There's a name.
Swashbuckler.
No,
I don't know.
It's called, God, there's a name. I'm going to Google it. I got to get it right. There's a name for it. I should know this.
Well, I'll start it off.
Bucko Bruce, I think. I think that's what it is. Bucko Bruce. Oh, I was right. It is Bucko Bruce. I know my stuff, but
Nicely done.
yeah, I'll let you guys start this one off.
Every single time I see these Creamsicle, and I look right away and I'm like, oh, that looks terrible. But the longer I look, the more I like it. It's such a different color that you never see that color ever. Not even for high school or college. So this is like, I just really like this.
See, it's not like a bad jersey color, but it's not a great one. It's kind of in the middle between. It's good, but it's not that good. It's kind of in the middle of the road for me. It just...
Yeah. They're okay, but again, I like throwbacks, but these to me aren't as high as like the Seahawks ones. To me, those are just fantastic, but they're not awful either. I'm kind of neutral on these. These are just okay for me. And I know a lot of sports fans aren't going to like that. We all just said that, but these ones don't hit for me like that, like the Seattle and some of the other ones we've done today. They're set to wear them only once this season as of right now, and that's week number 6 at home against the Detroit Lions. I feel like every team's wearing their alternate uniforms against the Lions. I don't know what's with that, but
Oh, they want to wear their alternate.
everyone's
in
just
the
wearing
game
their
they can
alternates
win.
against the Lions.
Yeah, they don't want to lose. In
They
their
don't want to
alternates.
lose in their alternates. Come on now, Joel.
Yeah, it's a 12 o'clock Central game too. But to me, I'm gonna give these a 6.5 out of 10. They're nice, but they're not over the top for me. They're not awful. Orange is kind of a weird color to work with, so that's why I don't think they look great. But they also don't look terrible. Like they don't make you puke when you look at them. I don't know where I was going with that one. I'll just let you guys take it from here before I say something weird.
Yeah, I like these a lot. Just because it's so different, I like different. It's not, boring like the Jets. It's not bland like the Cardinals. I'm gonna give them a 7.
So yeah, I'm gonna give them a 6.5, kind of right in the middle of the road there. Just not great, not terrible. So right in the middle of the road there.
All right, with that said, we are going to keep cooking. Next up is the team we just talked about a minute ago, the Detroit Lions. So you can't really see the full uniform, but you can sure see the helmet because the helmet's the only difference. The uniform is that all gray uniform that they've been wearing for a couple of years now, and that helmet is the throwback Lions logo with the 2 stripes and the long-looking lion. I'm not.
Why is it so long there? Why is the line stretched out?
See,
Now that you said that, I can't keep saying it. Like, what the heck?
all right, I know a lot of people really, really liked these when they came out. I don't hate them, but I don't, fall in love with these either. I feel like they would have been better off with those Lions uniforms if they would have just unveiled a Lions helmet that's that same color, so it would have all been one. To me, it's just a little weird that they're different colors between the actual uniform and the helmet. But the actual helmet itself isn't too bad, but it's also not, over the top for me. So, kind of like the Bucks, I'm just kind of meh on this one.
Yeah, I agree with Joel. They're not like a super uniform, but they're not terrible. It's still in that middle of the road there. It's got decent colors there, but I feel like they could have done way better with these.
I'm with Joel. They're kind of just meh. There's not really much going for it. That lion looks really weird. I don't like that it's so long. And blue, that's a color we don't see the Lions wearing very much anymore. They prefer their gray and their white. The blue jerseys every now and again works great, but I don't know. Having the helmets too, I don't know. Not a big fan of it. So I'm gonna give these guys a 5 actually.
I was going to say when they're going to wear them. That's what I was going to do. So they're set to wear this uniform twice as of right now. Monday Night Football at home, week number 8 against the Las Vegas Raiders. They're also set to wear it the final week of the season, which is against the Minnesota Vikings. So we will get to look at these uniforms in person the last week of the season. So what did you give them? 5.5?
I gave them 5.
5. And I don't know if Big Lou said it, but I can see what it is. I'm going to go with I feel like I give every team a 6, but I'm going to give them another 6 because it's a 6 for me.
I agree with Joel. It's a 6. It's not quite as good as the Bucks creamsicles there, but it's still in the right general area as that. So it's a 6 for me.
All right, with that said, we're going to keep going. Next up this is our second to last one because I already know what the last one is too. That is our team, the Minnesota Vikings. They just unleashed these a few weeks ago now. And they look great. I think they look great. They're not a top tier one like some of the other ones we've gone over today, but they're definitely in the better half in my opinion. I'm excited to watch them when they wear them this year.
See, I agree with them. They do look very good. It's not like their color rush ones. I do think the Vikings color rush ones are definitely better, but it's a good throwback as far as these go, and I do like it.
I think this is excellent execution. They got the vintage look they were going for in the jersey. The matte gray face mask really gets them the vintage look they're going for with the helmet. The old pants, it just looks great. I love these, and maybe we're a little bit biased here, as Vikings fans, but I think these are one of the best ones I've seen.
Yeah, I touched on. In fact, we have a helmet here so we can kind of look at it. The non-black face mask, but what I also really liked when I looked at it, I was like, wait, what looks so different about it that I'm missing? Well, it's the fact that there's no black on the horn. That is what I like too. Just seeing the pure white with the gold in the front. I like the lack of black on this helmet. It looks nice. So
is it just me, or is that purple a little lighter than
I think it is.
usual?
No, I'm pretty sure it is. That it is a slight shade change as well.
It almost, like, from here, it almost looks a little bit bluish on it, too.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like it for something different.
Yeah, I don't like when the Vikings helmets were dark. If you guys didn't know that, a few years ago, they changed the helmet color slightly to make it a little lighter. So if you look, like, around, like, 2017 era Vikings, they had darker helmets than they do now. These are a lighter color, and I think the other ones were too dark, so that's why I like these, and I like those ones too. They're just a nice shade, both of them are. So with that said, I am going to give these. Did you guys both say it, or did you just type it out?
We have just typed ours in.
Okay, I'm going to give them an 8 out of 10. They look nice, and I should also say they're set as of right now to wear them once this year, and that's week number 1 at home against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So they'll wear them in the season opener, and for now, that is all. But I like these. I think they look great, and I'm excited to see these on the field. Also, I like the numbers, how it's the block numbers, and it doesn't have the serifs like the regular jerseys they wear. Again, some people talk about and see jerseys like this, Vikings fans, I should say, see things like this and say, oh yeah, they should wear them every game. These look fantastic. Same with the Color Rush ones too. No. They're nice as an alternate, nice wearing once a year, but every game, yeah, I can't do that. So I like them wearing one once a year. I think next year, though, they should make white ones. If they made white alternate uniforms like the early 2000s era Vikings, that would look nice.
That would be cool.
That would look really nice. With the old, still the purple helmets. I know people want white helmets, but if they kept the purple helmets, but they weren't matte and they were the shiny purple, like kind of...
Yeah, the older
like those. I was going to say the
That'd
Adrian
be cool.
Peterson era, but this was actually pre-Adrian Peterson, too. That would look nice.
But I do think if the Vikings ever do that white out again, like they did where they had all the fans wear the white too, then they should do all white as well. Mm-hmm. So I think that game would have been so much better if they were in all white there, even had like the field white and everything. That would have been way cooler, I think. But
you say white field?
Yeah, you didn't see the white Vikings logo they had on there?
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you were saying the whole field.
No,
that's too much white for me.
That's a lot of white.
White overload. But they have opportunities this year if they want to do the whiteout. They got 2 home games around the holidays. Their what week would it be? 16 game. I'm trying to think who they play week 16. It's the Lions. They play week 16 is the Lions, and that game would be Christmas Eve, and then they play New Year's Eve as of now that night against the Packers, and that could be another opportunity for a whiteout. Imagine whiteout against the Packers on Sunday Night Football. That would be fun. NBC, biggest rival at home, cool. All white uniforms, white in the stands, white logo, and white banners around the field. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be sweet.
So, anyone else got follow-up thoughts on that?
Nope.
All right, with that said, we can move on to our last one. Do you guys know what our last one is?
The Eagles.
It sure is.
The
Ladies
Eagles.
and gentlemen, the Kelly Green is back, folks. Yep, you see that Jalen Hurts on the left as well as a myriad of players on the right, including Jalen Hurts as well. The Kelly Greens are back after a long wait. They already said last year that they were going to be coming back soon, and sure enough, they are back. They look nice. It's hard to say anything other than the fact that they look nice.
Okay, I'm going to be honest here. I hate the Eagles. I hate the Eagles a lot. They screw the Vikings over year after year after year, but I have to compliment these uniforms because the Kelly Green just looks so good. I mean, it almost looks like almost like a college team. However, the execution is so well done. So, I mean, this throwback is probably one of my favorites.
Also, looking at this, they do have a little Eagles emblem right on the shoulder pad here. Like
yeah, you can't really see it in the photos.
Like that right there.
That looks nice, too.
That does look sweet, how they added that there, and it looks really good, too.
I think we do have to address the fact that this has nothing to do with football. Me and Sam here both have Macs. He's got a MacBook Air. I got a MacBook Pro. This dude's got an HP, and his is touchscreen, and ours isn't.
Yeah. Hey.
Like, what?
It came as part of my tuition, so I'm not complaining.
Okay.
And I get a brand new one after my junior year, so can't complain.
Dang.
Is it going to be the same computer?
Yeah, pretty much. Just a new one.
Yeah, that's understandable, but when I bought this computer, I always had the thought that I don't want to just be my college computer. I want it to be like my long-term, for a while computer.
I need to keep
And
this when I graduate.
that to me does not seem like
It's
a
gonna last
long-term
very
computer.
long.
No.
Probably not,
That
but
sucker's already on life support.
We were debating about his battery before we started recording.
I don't know. I haven't used it near enough to figure out the battery, but yeah, it's not great.
So
I came back from a weekend to wanting to use it, and the battery was dead.
yeah.
So it doesn't hold the battery very well.
So yeah, as always, we like that you guys are watching our episode as we talk about football, but we also thank you for listening as we just talked about Big Lou's computer and our computers and the state of our computers. So with that, we'll get back to the uniforms. They were set to wear them twice this year, I believe, unless it was, twice. Week number 7 on Sunday Night Football, they're slated to wear them at home against the Miami Dolphins, as well as week number 12 at home against the I read the wrong team. The Buffalo Bills.
Ooh.
They are the Philadelphia Eagles. And that is a 3:25 start time.
Those are
probably going to be
good
nationally televised game
to
there.
wear those on.
So those are going to be some nice eye-appealing games there.
I think if the Bills were like it looks like the Bills are wearing their all whites against them too.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
I would think they would.
I think that'll be a cool just jersey matchup to watch.
Yeah, the one thing that does feel a little off to me, the color of the pants to me feels a little weird. I would have rather them just been white to match with the numbers.
Yeah, it seems like it's almost got a little gray into it.
Yeah, I noticed that on here. The people on this website kind of have a layout of it.
But it does match the wings on the helmet.
Yes,
I think that's what they were going for.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, I do agree.
Yeah, I still think white pants would look better, but
They
that's just me.
definitely would have, but I
that's
think
just
I
me.
see what they were trying to do with that.
So with that said, I think these are nice looking uniforms. The color's a little weird, but it is a great nod to the past, and I think they look nice. The only thing that prevents me from putting them higher is the pants, because they do still feel a little weird as I look at them. I'm gonna roll with an 8 out of 10 on these. That's what I'm gonna go with. Can't give it too high like some of the ones we've had today, because some of them have just been fantastic, but it's not bad in any way. I'm definitely gonna be watching when they wear these. I think they look pretty nice.
I agree with you here, Joel. I'm going to give them an 8 out of 10 here. I'm not a huge fan of the green color. Green's not my kind of color. But I do like how they have that kind of eagle emblem on the shoulder pad there. And overall, with the helmets and everything, it just looks very clean. So I'm going to give them an 8 out of 10.
I'm going to follow up with an 8.5 out of 10. I think these are my second favorite uniforms of the day. I have been waiting for the Kelly green for years, and now that it's finally here, I'm so excited to see it in action.
Yeah, they look nice. So with that said, that pretty much computes it. So Big Lou's tallying up our final stats, and then we will unveil them. Actually, with that said, while he computes them, we're going to take a filming break, because I forgot to pull up the spreadsheet on that computer, so you guys can't see our predictions and stuff. So with that said, I'm going to enlarge us again, and Big Lou computes it. Everybody take a break, and yeah,
nobody's watching right now.
That's okay.
Oh no,
maybe people will watch it back eventually. So yeah, give us 2 minutes while I pull up the spreadsheet and Big Lou finishes his